I'm Johnny Millennium, and this is Victor Lucas, and this is Film Fury. And today we're reviewing War for the Planet of the Apes, starring Andy Serkis as Caesar, Judy Greer as Cornelia, Woody Harrelson as the Colonel, and Steve Zahn as the Bad Ape, a brand new character.
Yep.
What did you think about this movie?
I loved it, and I was very nervous because, you know, I've been a big fan of the previous two, especially Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which James Franco starred in, and John Lithgow. I thought that they had a really human touch to the way that they were introducing these ape characters, and they've just been keeping that kind of theme all the way through. So I was nervous that this was just going to be an action thing, and everybody was just going to be shooting,
cashing in on the previous success.
Yeah, and it really isn't. It really,
No.
you really do have compassion, and you care about the characters in this
They're
movie.
so amazing with this because I feel exactly the same way. I love the first two movies, and I
Yeah.
went in going, okay, they're just gonna, add on to that or
Yeah.
what. But they tell a brand new story, and they give the apes humanity, as
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah.
And it's a really interesting story. It's about, without spoilers, there's apes versus apes, humans versus humans. There's the Colonel, there's Caesar again, his family. Everything's intertwined, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to say that on this show.
Me too, and honestly, I felt like it was just going to, because it's called War for the Planet of the Apes.
It's gonna be a big war.
I thought the apes were just going to be packing heat and just shooting at everybody. Because if you remember the 60s and 70s
Yeah, I definitely
Apes
do.
movies, which were great, and they kind of, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but they kind of saved 20th Century Fox and actually made so much money that they felt like, okay, we could take a risk on Star Wars, and I think we have to, applaud the Apes
Yes.
movies for that. But if you remember, the apes were just the bad guys in all of those movies, and
Yeah.
they were just to be feared.
Except for Caesar and Cornelia a little bit, yeah.
We got a little sense of the characters and stuff. And
But we were terrified of the apes back then.
We were, and now we have to empathize, and
Yes.
they're the heroes, and you feel more for them. And I came out of this movie feeling, why is this the most humanizing and human feeling experience of the movies we've seen in 2017?
It is so wonderful that you know how good it feels to come in front of the camera,
Yeah.
look directly at you guys and say, you gotta see this movie.
Yeah.
It's my movie of the year so far.
It really is a wonderful piece of work, and you have to applaud Andy Serkis as Caesar. Like, this is a guy that's been able to carry this character for a while now,
Yeah.
and he's really brought some flavor to him. And you see him as kind of a middle-aged father who's just trying to protect his family, and all hell breaks loose. He's the leader of the tribe of apes. He's trying to keep everybody alive, and he has to go through living hell to do that in this movie.
Yes, I love the movie the whole way through. I love that there's about 20 different things going on that you're in love with.
Yeah.
And they've got brand new characters that are fantastic. There's subplots within subplots. I'm not even going to talk about Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
Is such an incredible villain because there's so much to him. He's not just a bad guy that is going after the apes. There's depth there, and this entire movie has depth within depth within depth.
He's clearly doing the Apocalypse Now, Marlon
Yes, that's
Brando
exactly what I was
performance.
thinking about. Kurtz. He was doing Kurtz. I was going to say that after the movie.
And he's having fun, and he chews a bit of scenery, but you also do care about him because,
it's
like,
amazing.
and they do show kind of what the humans are kind of faced with, because they're just terrified of all of this. They meddled with stuff. It's like the Jurassic Park thing. You're so busy thinking about if you could, you didn't think to stop. Should you do any kind of meddling with nature? And it all sort of
works.
It backfires, and for the characters in the movie, but it works as a
audience,
moviegoer.
yeah.
You're just sitting there going, "Holy crap! Imagine if we screwed up the world this
has
much."
always been the fear of those movies.
Yes.
And the thing that sells it, remember in the old movies you could see the rubbery masks, but you still bought it. Where in this one, it's CG.
Yeah.
It's fully CG, entire scenes of, troopers versus apes, but you totally buy every scene. There was no scene that I ever said, I'm out of here.
Which is amazing,
It's amazing.
right? Like, honestly, congratulations to every effects artist that worked on this film. You have done remarkable work. You are fully in belief that these are actual apes on screen, and they're packing weapons, and they're riding horses. And it's like you're just suspending your disbelief because of the marvelous effects work. This is landmark stuff.
It is.
And by rights, it didn't need to be at all. This is the third movie in a franchise.
They could have just had a big war, as you said.
Yeah,
that's all they needed to
They could
do.
have phoned this whole thing in, but goddamn, you walk out caring about everything. We were emotional.
We were emotional.
And I love the fact that it kind of ties in into plots, and like if you've been following Apes for a
The
while,
mythos of the whole thing.
yeah, it really, like, these are prequels done right.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know, the thing is the foundation was set. The script is tight.
Yeah.
It is the best script. The only complaint I'll say, the movie's a little long.
Yeah.
I looked at my watch a couple of times.
It is long.
but
It's like 2.5 hours long.
It's 2.5
Yeah.
hours, but it's really good.
It really
that's
is
my
good.
That's my little nitpick, if I have a nitpick with this movie.
Yeah, and like the whole sense of these apes being imprisoned and having to create an escape, that was all like, you know, that was clockwork, wonderful stuff. It was
wonderful.
Like, you know, it was like Papillon for a second there, or The Great Escape, you know, with apes, and it was
I know.
it was so damn good.
And coming after all the terrible movies we've had
know.
to see, like The Mummy and Transformers, I know everybody's out there has been listening going, man, I hope these guys get a good movie. This is a good movie.
Yes,
Go
it
and
is.
support it.
Yeah.
It is fantastic.
Yeah.
What are you going to give War of the Planet of the Apes?
I love this movie. It gets a 9 out of 10 for me.
It gets a 9.5 from me. I
Wow.
absolutely loved it.